I'm drinking milk. And in the next few years, it's going to give me a lot of what I need for strong bones, beautiful skin, and a healthy body. Before you know it, I'll be turning the heads of your friends.
And when I do, if you're still the same little creep in a big body,
I won't even acknowledge you're my brother. Milk, it does a body good.
Who could forget that famous Milk It Does a Body Good campaign launched in the 80s? Then the pictures of celebrities with milk mustaches started popping up. They had one question for all of us. Got milk? That campaign launched in 1993. Would you believe it or not, just ended this last February.
Wow, now we're starting to see the Milk Life campaign emphasizing the nutritional benefits of milk. For instance, what 8 grams of protein look like when you bring justice to the living room. Well, no matter what the campaign, the message has been clear for years. Milk is downright good for you. It's good for your bones, it's good for your teeth. It may reduce your risk of certain diseases.
But gone are the days when we're just seeing cow's milk on store shelves. It seems like soy milk, almond milk, even camel's milk are all the rage. But are you still getting the nutritional benefits from these newer options? Well, joining us today to give us the truth about milk is Dr. Malinda Cecil, who is a registered dietitian and director of dietetics at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you
Appreciate
for having me. Great.
Okay, so let's talk about whole milk. Okay. There's a lot of things people are talking about. Whole cow's milk. There's all the different things that are going around right now. Is there actually any benefit to cow's milk?
Oh yes, it's a wonderful source of calcium, vitamin D, and of course protein. And whole milk is good for the first 2 years of life. We don't recommend any low-fat milk before a child turns 2. So a child at 1 year old gets put on whole milk until they're 2.
So for the rest of us, is there any benefit? I mean, which is healthier, the whole milk, the 2%, the 1%?
They all have the same nutritional composition except for calories and fat. So if you're really concerned about heart health, you're going to go with a lower fat milk. And if you went from whole milk, which has 150 calories a cup, and you go to skim milk, you go to 80 calories a cup. So you significantly use calories, but you have maybe even a little more protein in low-fat milk, and you have the same amount of vitamin D and calcium and vitamin A.
Now there's a lot of debate going on about raw milk. What about that?
Well, raw milk definitely is not safe to drink. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, a person who drinks raw milk has 150 times the risk of getting foodborne illness.
You're kidding.
Wow.
No, it's really high. It's a really risky food, and it can make people very sick.
Okay, so there's other milks out there. Soy milk, for example. Tell us about that.
Well, soy milk is great. It's a vegetable milk. So if you're lactose intolerant, soy milk is great because it doesn't have lactose. The other benefit of soy milk, it's very similar to regular cow's milk in terms of nutrition. It has the same amount of calcium because it's fortified. It has the vitamin D, and it also has pretty good protein. So the protein's pretty close to regular cow's milk.
Okay, and we have some soy milk here. So we're going to do a little tasting here because I honestly have never had soy milk before.
I just remember all the commercials. I've never tried it.
That's not bad.
It
has the same consistency as just your regular milk. The only difference I see, I mean, there's a little bit of taste difference, but it's a little darker.
And it's also good for someone who has a true milk allergy but needs nutrition that regular milk would hold, so they can't drink any dairy products.
Okay, something we drink a lot in my house is almond milk, and we have that over here.
I've never had almond milk either.
Really? Oh, I love almond milk. So tell us about almond milk as we taste it.
Well, almond milk is also fortified, so it has the same amount of calcium, vitamin D. However, it's very low in protein. It is not a milk substitute if you're looking for good nutrition. It's great for someone who's concerned about lactose and can't drink, regular milk. It's also good for someone who's has a true milk allergy. But for children, you really have to be careful because it's only giving you 1 gram of protein per cup, as opposed to 8 grams if you've got whole milk.
Okay.
Okay, all right, moving on to goat milk. Jimmy, have you ever had goat milk before? Because I haven't. All right, it's a first for both of us here. Let's talk about goat milk.
I've had goat cheese.
Okay.
Does that count?
No.
Well, what's interesting is here in the United States, cow's milk and goat milk are the 2 most common. What's interesting is every animal produces milk. But the protein content is a little different with each animal. So goat's milk tends to have a protein that's a little easier to digest. It's a little higher in actual protein than regular cow's milk. And it might have a little better fatty acid content, but it is low in folic acid. So
can we get a shot of Lisa real quick? Can we get that?
Don't make me drink that
again.
You won't do that. I'm sorry.
You want to hear something funny? I kind of like it.
You're kidding.
It's all what you're used to.
I don't know what it is about it. It's not thick. It's just has some kind of bitter taste to it. I can't explain it.
But this is the one brand. Now, this is also canned. You can get it in the dairy case. So if you're not used to eating canned milk, you're also drinking something that comes from a can.
Okay. All right, moving on to coconut milk. I have high hopes for this. It's thick.
It reminds me of
I don't think
coconut
thick's the
cream
word.
pie.
Coconut cream pie?
That's what it reminds me
Oh,
of.
okay. Okay.
It's got chunks in it.
It's a little chewy. I think you really have to shake it up before you drink it, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now, coconut milk, just like the almond milk, has a protein issue. It's only about 1 to 2 grams per cup. So again, it's not equivalent to cow's milk. It is higher in fat. Now you can get a low-fat version, but there is some research that says the fat in coconut milk can be really healthy.
Yeah.
But that's sort of debatable. But
Yeah.
it is much higher in fat.
A lot of people talking about coconut milk and
And you
coconut
can
oils.
cook with it.
Yep.
And you know, if you don't mind the taste, or you want something to taste a little more coconutty, use that in your recipe instead of regular milk.
You're going
Going back to the goat milk, thank you very much. What about camel's milk? We don't have any camel's milk here.
Camel's milk.
Darn.
I didn't even know there was such thing.
Well, what you've got to think about is think about the whole world. Whatever animal that's there that's indigenous to the population. So in
Right.
Egypt, they don't raise cows, they raise
That
camels.
makes sense.
So you got
So
camel
they
milk.
milk camel's milk, and you can get it flavored, you can get chocolate, you know, low fat. You
That's
can
what
get
it looks
all
like.
There's your
varieties.
camel's milk.
It looks like whipped cream.
Now, there are a few farms in the United States that raise camels, but I don't think there are any in the Delmarva Peninsula.
So we
we
probably
are
would have a
aware.
hard time finding it. All right.
Okay.
Melinda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
welcome.
Are you gonna drink this?
Jimmy, you can have my goat's
Cool.
milk.
And if you're ever in Mongolia, you can get yak's milk.
Yak's milk. Okay. Well, now that you know the truth about milk, it's time to learn the truth about another thing many of us have had one time or another, maybe several, ramen noodles. Up next, we find out why the instant cheap food could actually be putting your health at risk.
Plus, maybe you've got questions whether or not the convenience of fast food is actually worth it. You're going to learn which fast foods will not waste your workout.
And if you've ever tried to lose weight, you know how difficult it can be. You'll try just about anything. We share 5 bizarre workout tricks that work. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.